three main challenges facing local and regional government and the municipal workers' unions today. I think the main one is the impact of privatisation and outsourcing of services and the effect that this has on the wages, because it creates lower pay and also worse terms and conditions. And this is also having a longer effect on training and the capacity of the workforce. A second challenge is the impact of decentralisation, which has often pushed responsibility for public services down to a local level, but without any appropriate resources to fund those services. And this has led to cuts in services and privatisation. And the third challenge, I think, is digitalisation, which in some ways can be a good thing. It can help improve public services, but the impact on public municipal workers particularly, it can mean that they lose control over the work process, that they're often de-skilled, and that it also affects their health, so it has an occupational health impact. There are several things that municipal unions can do about these challenges. I think the first thing, and perhaps one of the most important ones, is that they have to find new ways of organising what is becoming a very fragmented workforce. When a service is outsourced, the workers can be not just moved about geographically, but they might be scattered. And so organising workers in traditional ways by trade unions becomes much more difficult. And I think trade unions have to work with community groups to campaign for better pay and better working conditions. And linked to that, the idea of campaigning for a fair or a living wage, so that workers are actually paid enough to actually live on. This should not be a revolutionary idea, but it is often seen as a new idea. And there are many cities in the United States and also in the UK where trade unions have worked with community groups to campaign for a living wage. And the effect of living wages can be quite dramatic, partly in terms of the individual worker, but it can also help to improve the quality of services. I think the future for local government is that there are increasing pressures to deliver more services with less resources. And that's partly because the cities are growing. It's because of a declining resource base of many local and regional governments. So for trade unions, it means that in a way they have to organise more effectively. I think they have to work with and develop coalitions of organisations which are not just local community groups, but also to try and get involved in planning or the consultation around the future of public services. I think another challenge has got to be to look at occupational health and safety and to ensure that the needs of workers are recognised in new contracts in public procurement.